In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use flow and core nodes in n8n so you can control your automation logic like a pro. We'll walk through the essential nodes you'll use in almost every build, and I'll share practical tips so you feel confident wiring them together. Let's start with the if node. Think of this as your decision maker. It checks a condition and then sends the data down the true path or the false path. Use it to route urgent tasks or escalate exceptions. For example, if an email subject contains the word urgent, you can trigger a Slack message. Or if an amount is greater than 1,000, notify an admin. When configuring it, define the field to check, pick your operator, and be mindful of text casing and number types so comparisons behave as expected. Next is loop over items, also called split in batches. This node processes multiple items one by one or in controlled chunks. It's perfect for sending 100 emails without hammering your provider or iterating through rows from a Google Sheet. Set a batch size to respect rate limits, then connect the loop's output to whatever should run for each item. Smaller batches give you better control and easier error handling. The wait node pauses your flow intentionally. You can delay for a set duration, wait until a specific date and time, or pause until a webhook is received. Use it to schedule a follow-up email 24 hours later, or to hold the process until a payment confirmation arrives. When using time-based waits, double-check time zones. For webhook waits, ensure the resume URL is correctly used by the external system. Now, the HTTP request node is one of the most important tools in n8n. It lets you talk to any API, send data to services like OpenAI, connect to Stripe for charges, or pull details from a custom endpoint. Choose the method, set the URL, add headers or authentication, and map your payload. Test with sample data and handle non-2xx responses gracefully so failures don't break the entire run. Execute workflow helps you build modular automations. Treat it like calling a function inside another function. You can reuse a sub-workflow for common tasks such as formatting data or sending standardized notifications. Pass data in, receive clean results back, and keep your main workflow tidy. Finally, Respond to Webhook returns a response to the client that triggered your workflow. It's essential for API-style automations and custom app integrations. Set the status code, headers if needed, and a clear JSON body. If heavy work follows, respond quickly, then continue processing in the background. Combine these nodes to branch with if, iterate with loop, pace with wait, connect with HTTP, modularize with execute workflow, and close the loop with respond to webhook.